Alright, part 2. I don't know why I cannot record longer than 10 minutes. I apologize again. I'll figure this out. You guys probably don't even want to hear me for 10 minutes, but oh well. I'm excited. I got the stand. I got 2 fish. I know it's 2 of the same fish. They're there. Mdoka white lips. I don't know where the other one is. This tank, I don't know if it looks cloudy to you guys on here. It's really cloudy right now. A lot of movement going on. This fish likes to swim like this. I don't understand it. I bought him as a redfin borlei. I bought him and this one right here. I'm guessing this one was the runt. Nobody wanted him, so I just took them both. Not sure what he is doing, but that's how he rolls. He just swims up. I got a new Malawi eye biter in there. Picked him up really cheap. That's the only reason why I got him. He was extremely cheap. So just a few dollars. And he was the only one in there, so I couldn't pass him up. You see a lot of aggression happening here, but these fish have all been together a while. And I've gotten no real injuries in here since I've started this, so. But I am worried about these new fish. I don't like them being picked on, only because I've waited a while for them. Like stuff like that gets me upset. I kind of want to make a divider, but I keep telling myself, they're only fish. I don't want to sit here and baby them because things are going to happen, whether I'm standing here with the light off, no matter what happens, things are going to happen. So I kind of want them to do their thing, and if things progress, I'll see it by nippage in their fins and body, and by then I will prevent it, because I will either do the divider or I will set up the 29 gallon in here for now that's sitting in there alone, and get that one going until I get this going, because these guys are going to make their way into the 125. And speaking of the 125, again, I have to squeeze by everything here. There we go. Sorry. Like I said, my basement's a mess. I have freaking things everywhere. I gotta get going on this. But this 125, what I've noticed, I have a Livingstone eye. He's really cool. His face used to be really bright. I don't know if it's because of his ranking on the food chain in this freaking tank or what, but he is no longer completely bright blue, which is fine. Sometimes I'll turn the lights off, and the next day I'll turn them on and he's bright blue again. So I know it's just, what I'm thinking is because the light that's in there, I don't know if it's 100,000 K, 10,000 K, 1,000 K. I don't know what K it is, but I do know it was like the brightest one, and it washes their colors out a little bit. So what I did is I flipped the light a little on its side, and it kind of brings some of their colors back. But the major problem in here is the sand is so light. So I think if I got a different light, like a 6500K light, and I put some different sand in here, which is the plan, some darker sand, I'm gonna get a deeper color on these guys, and the colors won't fade out anymore, because I don't want to put these guys in there and have all their colors fade out. I want them to have really good color. Not that these guys don't, because when I first turn the light on, I mean, they're phenomenal. Their colors are amazing, but after a few minutes they fade out. So I don't know if this is something that anybody else has experienced with the color of their sand. But that's one thing I do plan on changing. I've been getting a lot of algae on the stone. I've been keeping the light on a little longer than probably what I should have. I'm trying to just build up some algae in there and build up a few things, and I'm gonna do a pretty decent cleaning in there eventually. But I just want to get everything ready for when these smaller guys go in here. The main thing I'm worried about still is this side here, between the background and the glass. I'm praying that none of these little guys get through. If they do and they get sucked up in there, it's gonna be a shame. So maybe I'll put something at the end of the intake to prevent that from happening once and for all. Sorry guys, I think I'm scaring them. So yeah, that's something I have to figure out. Somebody left in the comments, they were wondering about what I did for my plumbing. How did I get my plumbing to go inside here and here to the side? It's very simple. I took the ribbed hosing that came with the FX6. My LED lights gave out. I was messing with them too much and broke them. But the ribbed hoses are connected to the FX6 filters, both of them, top and bottom. As you see, the FX6 filter is lower than half of the tank. People don't understand that, and I've posted a couple pictures on Facebook about this, and people are bitching, saying that this was never going to work, and it did. So what happened is they said, oh, it's got to be lower than the tank. It is lower than the tank. It doesn't look it in some of the pictures that I show, but it is. As you see, it's lower than half the tank. I guess from Fluval's site, it's got to be lower, I think 4 to 8 inches. I'm pretty sure it's 8 inches, but I'm going to say 4 just so I don't step on any toes here. Lower than the top of the tank. It's definitely lower than half of the tank. Not by much, but it is. And I hooked the regular hosing up to the FX6. So it's got the ribbed hosing, which goes from the side. And then this is going to be kind of hard because I have everything in my way. Sorry. But I'm going to try to do this so you guys can see. And then back here, controller's still hanging. I hard piped the intakes. So I hard piped the intakes, which come out. I can't really see. I'm hoping that you guys can see. There it is. I put some ends on there and some elbows. Glued everything together, made it solid, which was fine because if I ever have to take it out, I just unscrew the ribbed hosing, and the ribbed hosing connects right to it. Very simple. I don't even think I clamped. Yeah, I didn't even clamp it on this one. It's so strong, it just didn't need a clamp. I think some of them I might have right there. Yeah. So that's one of them. Now, the other side, I did the same thing. It's hard piped with 2 elbows coming down, hard piped. And what I did is I put a long pipe, PVC piping, that comes off of that from an elbow all the way down this tank, and it floats downwards. It's not straight, it's not completely down, it floats down, which connects to the ribbed hosing right there. So it's got free flow. There's nothing stopping it. It doesn't have any restriction with the ribbed hosing, because I know with the ribbed hoses that came with the FX6 and the FX5 and the FX4, there's still gonna be some flow restriction with having the ribbed as far as flow goes. But if you think about it, with having it hard pipe, there's no restriction because it's not ribbed. It's just a circular round inside, and it flows. So that's what I did. It flows from down here up over the tank. Up over the tank, and then flows down. So there's not much restriction there, and everything's still lower than the tank. So the water's still able to flow downwards. Once it hits over here somewhere, it connects to the FX6 hosing, and then down and down. There's not much restriction there. Now, you have to remember, by doing this, it's not guaranteed to work. What I did is I had to turn these valves. You can turn the valves to regulate the airflow coming in and out. What I did is I slowed down the return back to the tank in order to keep up with the intake. It's very simple. That's what those valves are for, I assume, not just to close it. You can do that. Before I closed them, I was getting air bubbles. Before I adjusted them, I was getting air bubbles. After I adjusted them, no air bubbles, nothing. Everything's perfect. So something that's very easy to do if you want to try to do it. I have no reason not to recommend it. It's been almost a year of running this, so with no issues. But I'm running out of time again, so if there's any other questions about that, let me know. I'll try to answer them as best I can. But I will see you guys later in the next one.